Have you ever gone to bed so tired, ready for a peaceful night's sleep, only to find yourself waking up 2, 3, sometimes even 5 times just to rush to the bathroom? You try to rest, but every time you finally drift off, your bladder calls again. It's frustrating. It's exhausting. And for so many older adults, it feels like an endless cycle with no solution. But what if I told you there's something simple, something natural, that's been quietly waiting in nature's pharmacy? A single herb, used the right way before bed, that could help you finally sleep through the night without those constant interruptions. Imagine what that could mean for your life. Because here's the truth, this isn't just about sleep. For seniors and caregivers, every trip to the bathroom at night isn't only an inconvenience. It's a risk. Each time you get up in the dark, there's a chance of slipping, falling, or hurting yourself. And beyond the physical risk, there's the toll it takes on your mind and body. Restless nights lead to tired mornings, cloudy thoughts, and days filled with fatigue. But finding relief? That means more than just sleep. It means safety. It means dignity. It means freedom. And in this video, we're going to explore something that could truly make a difference. You'll discover how one powerful herb before bed may calm the body, support the bladder, and give you the deep, uninterrupted rest you've been longing for. And by the time we finish, you'll know 5 surprising ways this herb can support your health. Benefits most people have never even heard of. But before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. Type, "I'm here," in the comments if you, or someone you care about, struggles with those nightly bathroom trips. And don't forget to subscribe to Elderly Advice for Life, where we share practical, natural solutions that bring comfort and care to seniors and their families. Now let's start with the very first benefit, the one that makes the biggest difference for anyone who's tired of waking up all night. This herb supports bladder control and helps you rest peacefully until morning. Picture this, an older gentleman, maybe someone like your father, your grandfather, or even yourself. Every night he goes to bed hoping for rest. But within an hour or two he wakes up with the urge to go. He shuffles to the bathroom in the dark, half asleep, comes back to bed and tries to settle down again. But just as his body begins to relax, the urge returns. And by the time the sun rises, he's gotten up 5 or 6 times, leaving him drained before the day has even begun. Now imagine the same gentleman after a few weeks of trying this herb regularly. Slowly the changes begin. He notices he isn't waking up as often. Maybe instead of 6 times, it's only twice, then once. And eventually he gets to sleep through long stretches of the night without interruption. The mornings feel different too. He wakes up with energy in his step and clarity in his mind. That kind of rest changes everything. So how does it work? This herb has natural compounds that calm the bladder muscles and support healthy fluid balance in the body. Instead of your bladder sending those urgent signals again and again, it finds a more natural rhythm. The pressure eases and the body learns to hold steady through the night. Now here's where many people go wrong. They assume that nighttime urination is just part of getting older. They think, well, that's just how it is now. I'll have to live with it. But here's the truth. While it's common, it's not something you must accept as unchangeable. The body can still respond even in later years when given the right kind of support. And the best part? You don't need a complicated process to try this. Drinking a small tea made from this herb before bed, or even using it as an extract, can gently support the bladder and bring relief. Of course, like anything, it's important to be mindful, consistent, and to always check with your doctor if you're already taking medications. But for many people, this one simple step has brought noticeable change. So yes, supporting the bladder and finally finding nighttime rest is the first gift this herb can offer. But here's the exciting part. Bladder health isn't the only area it supports. Because while better sleep through fewer bathroom trips is life-changing, this herb also plays a surprising role in something we all deal with every day: digestion. Now let's move into the second benefit of this remarkable herb: gentle support for digestion. Think for a moment about an elderly woman, perhaps your mother, your grandmother, or maybe even you yourself. Every evening after dinner, she feels that familiar heaviness in her stomach. The bloating, the discomfort, that restless feeling that makes lying down almost impossible. She tosses and turns, her body unable to settle, her mind frustrated because she knows sleep won't come easily. But then she tries something simple. She brews a small warm cup of this herb before bed. Slowly the discomfort begins to fade. Her stomach feels calmer, the pressure eases, and her body begins to relax. That night, she drifts into sleep without fighting her own digestion. And when she wakes in the morning, she notices a difference, not just in how she feels physically but in how peaceful her night was. So what's happening inside her body? This herb contains natural compounds that soothe the digestive tract. Instead of the stomach working overtime and disturbing the night, it gently relaxes. Gas, bloating, and mild indigestion calm down, allowing the body to focus on rest rather than discomfort. It's not forcing the system to do anything unnatural, it's simply helping it find balance. Now here's something important to clear up. Some people believe all herbs act like strong laxatives or are too harsh for older adults. They fear they'll end up running to the bathroom or dealing with cramping. But this isn't about forcing the body, it's about supporting it. Used correctly in a light tea or gentle extract, this herb doesn't overwhelm. Instead, it nurtures, offering comfort without harsh side effects. And the best way to enjoy it? A light, warm tea in the evening. Not heavy, not too much, just enough to let the body feel soothed before bed. For many, this small ritual becomes more than just a remedy. It becomes a moment of calm at the end of the day, a time to breathe, sip slowly, and prepare for rest. So yes, this herb doesn't just help with the bladder, it also eases digestion, bringing comfort where it's often most needed. But here's where things get even more fascinating. Because the benefits don't stop with the body alone. Beyond soothing the stomach, this herb also has a quiet influence on something even more powerful: the mind. Now let's talk about the third benefit of this powerful herb, its ability to calm the nervous system. Picture this. You're lying in bed, the house is quiet, the lights are out, but your mind refuses to settle. Thoughts rush in, worries about health, about bills, about family. For many seniors, nighttime is when anxiety creeps in the most. It's when silence gives room for every small concern to grow louder. And instead of drifting into rest, you find yourself staring at the ceiling, exhausted but unable to sleep. This is where the herb shows its quiet magic. When sipped before bed, it doesn't just work on the bladder or the stomach, it gently speaks to the nervous system itself. The natural compounds it holds are known to promote relaxation, slowing down that restless chatter in the mind and signaling the body that it's safe to rest. Suddenly the racing thoughts quiet. Breathing deepens. The muscles let go of their tension. Sleep comes, not as a battle but as a natural wave. Now let's clear up a common misunderstanding. Many believe that only prescription pills can truly calm the mind. And yes, medication has its place, but it often comes with side effects: grogginess, dependency, or a foggy feeling the next day. Herbs, on the other hand, have been used for centuries as gentle, safe alternatives. Cultures around the world have trusted them for generations, not because they are strong and overpowering, but because they work in harmony with the body. So how do you bring this into your own life? Make it part of a calming bedtime routine. Dim the lights, set aside the phone, and brew a small cup of this herb. Sit quietly. Sip slowly. Let the warmth of the tea and the gentle compounds inside it send the message to your body: it's time to rest. Pairing the herb with calm rituals, like reading something light, listening to soft music, or even practicing slow breathing, creates a powerful signal that night has arrived, and the body can finally let go. And when the mind is calm, everything else falls into place. Sleep feels deeper. The body repairs itself. The morning feels brighter. Of course, a calm mind doesn't just lead to better sleep, it also sets the stage for something even more powerful. Because this herb doesn't only touch the mind in the moment, it also works deeper, supporting your overall health in ways you may not expect. Benefit number 4 is one many people overlook, but it may be the missing piece of the puzzle. This herb helps reduce inflammation and ease discomfort. Let me paint a picture. Imagine an elderly person whose joints ache with every small movement. Lying down at night is already uncomfortable, hips, knees, or the lower back are sore. And just when sleep finally comes, the constant urge to use the bathroom wakes them again and again. Rest becomes nearly impossible. But when inflammation is calmed, something shifts. The body feels lighter, the pain softens, and suddenly, sleep doesn't feel like such a struggle. Now, why does this happen? This herb is rich in natural antioxidants, tiny compounds that fight inflammation in the tissues. They don't just target the bladder, They also calm irritation in the urinary tract and even ease tension throughout the body. And when inflammation is reduced, the bladder doesn't signal urgency as often, which means fewer bathroom trips at night. Here's the important truth. Families often assume that nighttime urination is only a bladder problem. But in reality, inflammation in the body can play a huge role. A swollen urinary tract, irritated tissues, even inflamed joints, all of these can send signals that keep the body restless. Addressing inflammation is like removing background noise. It gives the body space to finally rest deeply. But, and this is key, results don't usually come overnight. Herbs aren't like a switch you flip. They work slowly, steadily, building up in the body over time. That's why consistency matters. A cup of this herb before bed every night may not transform sleep in one evening, but over days and weeks, small changes add up to something remarkable. Less discomfort, fewer interruptions, and a stronger sense of peace at night. And the best part? These improvements ripple into the daytime too. With less pain and more rest, mornings feel brighter, energy lasts longer, and daily activities become easier. So, reducing inflammation doesn't just make sleep possible, it makes life more comfortable, more livable. And if all of that wasn't enough, there's still one more surprising benefit. This last one ties everything together and shows just how powerful nature's remedies can truly be. Benefit number 5 is perhaps the most important of them all, supporting overall sleep quality. Think about this for a moment. Imagine waking up in the morning after a full, uninterrupted 8 hours of sleep. Your mind feels clear, your body feels light, and for the first time in a long time, you're actually energized and ready to face the day. That's the gift so many people notice after using this herb consistently. It's not just about fewer bathroom trips, it's about restoring true, deep rest. Here's why it matters. Sleep isn't just shutting down, it's when the body heals, repairs, and recharges. But for seniors especially, sleep often comes in fragments. You fall asleep, wake up, toss and turn, and by morning you've only had bits and pieces of rest. That cycle leaves the mind foggy, the body weak, and the spirit drained. This herb, however, doesn't just calm one system, it works holistically. It relaxes the bladder, eases digestion, soothes the nerves, reduces inflammation, and all of that adds up to one result: deeper, more restorative sleep. And here's a common misconception. Many assume herbs are only good for one narrow thing, like digestion or calming the bladder. But nature rarely works in single lanes. This herb is multi-purpose. It's gentle, but it touches many parts of the body at once. That's why the results feel so different. You're not just solving one problem, you're creating balance. And balance is what leads to real rest. So how do you use it? For most, a small cup of tea before bed is enough. For others, a capsule or extract may feel easier. The key is to make it part of your bedtime routine. Dim the lights, put away distractions, sip slowly, and let your body know it's time to wind down. But as always, if you're already on medication or managing a condition, check in with your doctor first. That way you can enjoy the benefits with confidence. And here's something beautiful: when sleep is finally restored, everything else gets better. Mornings are easier. Mood improves. Energy returns. Even memory feels sharper. It's like giving your body the chance to reset, night after night. Now that you've seen just how powerful this simple herb can be, let's pause for a moment. Not just to think about the science, but to reflect on why this really matters for you and your loved ones. It's not easy, is it? Watching a loved one wake up again and again through the night, dragging themselves out of bed, shuffling to the bathroom, trying not to fall, and then lying awake, frustrated, staring at the ceiling. And if you've been through it yourself, you know the toll it takes. That feeling of being drained before the day has even begun. That sense that restful, peaceful sleep is no longer possible. It's exhausting, not just for the body but for the heart and the spirit too. But here's where I want to shift your perspective. You don't have to stay stuck in that cycle. Instead of feeling helpless, powerless, or resigned to the thought that this is just what aging looks like, you now know there's a gentle, natural tool, something simple, something safe, that can bring peace back into the night. This herb has helped so many seniors and caregivers reclaim their rest. And for many, it's not just about sleeping longer, it's about sleeping better with fewer interruptions and waking up with energy that lasts. So tonight, I want you to think about this. What if you tried it? What if you brewed that small cup of tea before bed or shared this information with a parent, a spouse, or a friend who has been quietly struggling? Sometimes, the smallest actions can bring the biggest changes. And maybe, just maybe, this one step could be the key to restoring rest, dignity, and peace of mind. Here's the truth: sometimes the answers aren't complicated. Sometimes they don't come from expensive pills, complicated treatments, or endless doctor visits. Sometimes the answers are humble. Sometimes they've been sitting with us all along, waiting patiently to be rediscovered. And that's what makes this so powerful. Because when you give the body what it needs, it responds. It heals. It rests. And it gives you back something you thought you'd lost: hope. To quickly recap before we close, this simple herb may do far more than you ever imagined. It may help calm the bladder so you're not waking up constantly. It can ease digestion so your nights aren't interrupted by discomfort. It gently soothes the mind, helping you relax instead of lying awake with worries. It even reduces inflammation, which can make the whole body feel lighter and more at ease. And when all of those things come together, what you're left with is what so many of us long for: deep, uninterrupted, restorative sleep. Now let me turn this over to you. Which of these benefits surprised you the most? Was it the way this herb supports the bladder? Or maybe how it helps the mind calm down at night? And here's another question. Have you, or someone you love, ever tried using herbs before bed to improve sleep? If so, I'd love to hear about your experience. Share your story down in the comments, because when you share, you don't just help yourself. You help others who may be quietly struggling too. And if you found this video helpful, I'd like to gently invite you to subscribe to Elderly Advice for Life. Here, we're not just sharing tips. We're building a supportive community of seniors, caregivers, and families who believe in natural, practical solutions for better living. Every week, we talk about simple remedies, powerful habits, and ways to make life healthier, safer, and more comfortable. And by subscribing, you'll always have a place to come back to for encouragement and guidance. So, thank you for spending your time with me today and for opening your heart to new possibilities. Remember this: you are stronger than you think, and your body is capable of more healing than you realize. Stay strong, stay hopeful, stay healthy, and may your nights ahead be filled with peace and deep rest. I'll see you in the next video.